Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda here of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. Off to and 1 vs 1 right here on Langler Scare. A match here from the Reddit 1 vs 1 tourney going on between RAS, fighting for the Soviet Union, and the 30th Guards Rifle Corps versus Helpinghans of Germany, Deutschland, and the Sperrverband Richard. We're noticing an immediate move here towards the Osttruppen. Points being secured here by diesem Osttruppen, die Hilfswillige,
our forces increase,
or whatever incarnation of Eastern volunteers that might have served under German banners. There was the Russian Liberation Army, actually, which served about 2 divisions, but was never really saw combat. In fact, when they finally had to be engaged into combat, they pretty much deserted right away. So that was some slightly awkward positions there. 3 squads of Osttruppen, more common before these Russian Liberation Army, were all the Ostbataljonen, which served on the Eastern Front, usually sort of either fighting with the Germans or behind them, clearing up parts and securing positions. Later on, a large position of these, or a large number of the battalions were actually moved over to Normandy to hold the beaches there, after it was realised they were perhaps less than reliable on the Eastern Front. 3 Austrian squads, MG42. Sniper out here for RAS right away. Conscripts following up. Osttruppen moving ahead, aggressively so.
Mission complete. We have the sector ready.
Also numerous were formed into different police battalions of different kinds. Schutzpolizei or Schutz, stuff like that. So numerous Eastern Europeans actually in one way or the other fighting under German banners. Shifting back here, another MG42 on the way for Helpinghans. 3 Osttruppen, 2 MG42s. Might be some aggressive taking up or something like that. In certain regards, it's a bit like the 3 Grenadiers, 2 MG42s, but instead you're relying on the cheaper Osttruppen and then leaving more for the support weapons to do. But at the same time, you have more resources to quicker take up, but at the same time still having an infantry complement. Scout coming out here. Also the snipers certainly won't be, doing as much damage as the Osttruppen are, less worth, and also the Osttruppen squads are harder to drive off with this. Overall, I mean, the snipers won't be making as much an impression here on diesem deutsche Soldaten. There we go, scout car with sniper in it. Osttruppen taking up position inside the house. Osttruppen continuing up there. MG42 moving in to keep up things there. Scout cars now moving up. Coming under fire from the Osttruppen inside the building. Oops. Held up reasonably well there. Apparently quick to vacate the premises though. Apparently not so fun with dealing with snipers. There we go, like to make a nice company up. He's quickly likely going to get the scout car, something to try and deal with the scout car. We are seeing here that RAS doesn't really have much to actually affect the battlefield, but at the same time he's still holding something, and again the scout car sniper is proving a bit tricky for Hans to deal with. Osttruppen moving in to support the MG42 as he's trying to drive away the conscripts. There we go, like to make a nice company up. MG42 finding out the conscripts. And guards rifle infantry moving up. Not uncommon. See this kind of combination, they should go for the scout car sniper, then you get a guards rifle squad or 2 to sort of help deal with any scout car that might arrive, sort of a counter to that. Osttruppen here though taking heavy losses. And there we go, the Osttruppen with the MG42 here managed to push away the conscripts in the west. Osttruppen here having less success though. Quick running up behind the house here for some security. Hoping perhaps to ambush it by luring it in closely. Then Panzerfaust. There we go, scout car out. Might be seeing a Kampfkanone. There we go, the auto cannon up. Guards infantry making a dash here for the building. Also looks like he's already gotten light machine guns up for them. The DPs. Second guards rifle squad up. Also holding up MG4 supporting. Scout car could try and make a run for the scout car. There you go, guards infantry quickly pulling back. And there we go, the auto cannon is up. Breaking through the defences. And finding a way there out the Guards infantry, though, without actually connecting a single bloody shot. Scout needs to be careful, and there we go, reveals itself. Hans moving in, gets off a bit of a shot there, but doesn't quite succeed in save down. Scouts are taking up position here, forcing away the scout car. Half track on the way, Mittler Schützenpanzerwagen. Ostrom here fighting versus the advancing conscripts. Not in cover though, so that's pretty much a losing proposition for them. There we go. Quickly dropping 2 men there. Scout car advancing up. MG forced a bit back, scout coming in again, but noting here now he's actually keeping this Guard infantry squad very close to the scout count, showing that the 222 can't get close to it. This Pioneers taking loss there, Guard infantry over here not doing too well, obviously the MG42 firing up to support them. Still they need to be in cover in Deckung. Jungs. And we're seeing a heavy mortar arriving here, thus indicating the Raz has gone for Guard's motor, in fact. Well, yeah, motor should have won that early anyways. Half track and scout car out. Bit of mechanization here, but still relying largely on the Ostrom Norton. He's actually got plenty of manpower at the moment. He could get himself some either an officer to help the Ostrom, or perhaps get a Panzer squad out. And there are definitely some options there. And there we go, Panzer Grenadier arriving from some Panzer Division, most likely to support the Sperrverbande. Scout car sneaking about here. Ostrom receiving reinforcements before moving out in great numbers once more.
We are losing a sector.
Mission complete.
Ostrom here also quickly getting the devil out of there.
Scout car awaiting orders.
You need fire support?
Go, MD42 gefechtsbereit as well.
We have new units.
And there he goes, the Panzer Grenadier.
Yes, the enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Ostrom mounting out in the open, taking losses there. Skarka trying to get a move in there. No Guards infantry there. We do quickly see him converging into Guards infantry there to sort of help while the squad holding up here. In a building, so difficult to be dig out. And there we go, the 1 and 2 mortar opening up on the fascist positions. Ostrom getting shredded out in the open. Not doing too well there, yeah.
Contact infantry. It's Villiger here.
Ooh, doing a bit of damage there. Scout car could finish it off. No! Misses! Ach du lieber Heinz. Learn to hit. And there we go, Ostrom Panzer assault on there on the Guards inside the building. Flammpanzerwagen on the way. Panzer is holding things occupied here. No lamping, there we go, Band grenade! That's nothing. You throw like a girl, Friedrich. Haha. That's not nice. And there we go. Wiping out the Guardsman squad there. Raz a bit too slow to get out. Also noting here an anti-tank rifle popped up through the back window. Scout car though in dire repairs though, although at the same time so is Hans's scout car and so is the Flammpanzerwagen. Fresh Guards rifle squad to place the ones lost.
Panzer Grenadiers.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Depredations of the fascists. We're seeing another Pioneer squad and a Panzerabwehrkanone on the way.
Ostrom ready.
Entry now he does debut firing his scout car right away. Ostrom here almost wiped out.
We are losing a sector.
Looks like he has spotted the anti-tank rifle. Ostrom make a move, but they are getting shredded out here. Numerous Ostrom litter the battlefield already. And there you go, 380 rifles on that. Guards rifle squad at the same time, conscripts with Guards rifle support moving westwards. Panzerabwehrkanone up for Hansi.
Ready for action.
And the heavy mortars spread out here. We're seeing much smaller numbers here from Ras versus Hansa's much larger forces. Bolstered by numerous Osttruppen. Not sure why I moved the MG42 ahead like that. That's usually gone ugly. But at the same time, you see here, this is actually exposed. The scout car and the flamethrower truck can actually go in and do some damage. There you go. Flammpanzerwagen opening up there. On the Guards infantry pushing them away. Scout car a bit exposed. Cut. Hans get it in there and knock it out. With a nice volley of autocannon, finding more Panzers over here, dealing with the conscripts. Gebaldeladung going off, and there we go. Conscripts would like to go down there. A heavy loss for Mr. Ras right there. Comets being pushed away by the scout car. Hans definitely gaining a nice majority of the map. Ostrom continuing to fight here, though so far not much impressive in terms of work. Just being shot at, leaving the work to the support weapons. Here we go. MG42 running out on the guards into the half check here. They're caught between two guards, two squads. Scout cars coming in to try and provide some additional support. There we go. Pinned to the ground like bugs. And there we go. Veterans one for the scout car as it draws the cannon, tears into the guards. Riflemen. Feuer frei, Friedrich. Feuer frei. There we go. Ostrom with an anti-tank rifle taking up position nearby hut. While the scout car quickly gets out of there. Ostrom, guards needs to be careful. There we go. They're getting shredded right there. Ostrom and the scout cracks are getting off a few kills, leaving behind only poor Boris to get out of there. Flamethrowers moving up to help deal with it. Heavy mortar continues to fire away, a bit mixed luck so far in hitting things. Oh, Ostrom's caught there, almost wiped out by a hit from the heavy mortar. Time to pop over to Raz. Scout here caught between two MG42s and pack fires away. Oh! Good lord, either the snipers made it out of their safe though. He just managed to get them out in time. Either way though, the scout car is a smoldering wreck in the middle of the road. That's American marksmanship for you. Ha ha ha. And certainly Raz is definitely a bit of a pinch at the moment. There are a few units left and we're just seeing Hans continually pushing forwards with Ostrom. Scout cars Flammpanzerwagen using his active ones, larger numbers as the Germans sort of push across the front line. Doing surprisingly well at it. Snipers are already getting 19 kills. And there we go, guards in, pinned to the ground. Hans gaining pretty much map domination. There we go. The field officer has arrived. Mechanized armor company are up. There we go. Puncher strikes up. Apparently Hans is a bit worried about some kind of armored rush. One grenade versus the heavy mortar, which has a limited effect. MG42 firing away. No sign of his the armor. We do see the scout car slowly moving up here versus the guards infantry. And using burst after burst of auto cannon rounds, not quite hitting anything. And go veteran 2 for the MG42. Not sure why Raz is not pulling back the squad though. Apparently must be expecting to sort of hold up the time for a bit.
We are finished here.
Looks like Hans getting ready for a head-on assault here. Scout car probably shouldn't be pushing it ahead. There we go, taking heavy damage, but also doing a bit. Snipers couldn't get away. Flamethrowers burning away at the defenders. Mechanized armor company is ready. He could go for an SU-76 or a Katyusha right now, though he might aim for a SU-85 at this stage. And concentrated fire up, boosting nearby units. Definitely not good news for Raz. There's sniper out in the open. Oh, dangerous work there, dangerous work. Veterans you for that sniper cartoon also forced out of there. And the heavy mortar just continues to unleash those heavy bombs from far away. Hans keeps pushing, and oh, there we go. Light machine gun for the Ostrom. That's definitely going to help them once they get into cover.
T-34-85 tanks are now ready for use. Point stand between us and Hans.
Rifle machine gun.
Now repair their own vehicles.
Not a German one, but you know, still better than our rifles.
Keep moving. Stay low.
Our headquarters is taking enemy fire.
Sniper continues to blast away. Will we be seeing the SU-85 or what will we be seeing here from Raz?
Builders, not killers. Why are they shooting at us? What?
If only he had units to actually sort of sneak some units away here to sort of draw away Hans' troops from here, but instead we're seeing a rather brutal fighting with chasing. The only thing he's really got going for him is in fact that Hans is currently sort of more static now and thus an easier target for the heavy mortar. 120 meters of bombs there, going down there. Ostrom taking losses. Ostrom falling back here to the half-track, the Flammpanzerwagen.
We are ready.
Ooh, direct hit on the MG42 there. Sniper takes care of another one.
Yes.
31 kills already.
Here they come.
Scout car getting off these shots, gaining veterancy too.
They killed Yevgeny.
Increasing its accuracy. But almost knocking out the scout car in the process. Will there be an S-35 or what will it be aiming at? I'm quite curious here. Flammpanzerwagen might have extended itself, taking these shots there from the anti-tank rifles. Getting buttoned up as well. Though if only the other guard tribal squad was nearby to assist. Also helping Ostrov firing as well. Small breach then to the west. Hans just keeps up the pressure with the half-track range, showing he doesn't have to pull back troops. Oh, there we go. Heavy Mortar did some nice work there. And it has veterans who won. He could consider, he may be overdone the precision strike, but against the MG42s it probably would be a good idea. Could really end up hurting Hans. Precision strike on that. S-35 on the way.
Guards troops ready for action. The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
22 kills.
Do you need something?
No sign of precision strike though, and Ostrov making a direct push here. Might be trying to sort of do some damage to line up some line of sight. Trying to go here for the fuel point to cut off Hans from that. But we do see the scout coming in there. Leichte Panzerspähwagen.
Awaiting orders.
Sniper close to Veteran D3 already.
We are ready.
MG42 almost wiped out, and there we go. We might see the sniper finish it off.
Squads can now be called to fight for the motherland.
Can Boris get the finishing shot? No!
We are in combat.
Fascists made it out of there.
Our unit count is increasing.
Meanwhile, Comment is over here not having a heart dandy time. There we go. Scout Cut doing what I can to make their lives miserable. And there you go, the S-35 tank destroyer has finally arrived here to support Raz. He's still hanging on, and he's actually pushing back Hans ever so slightly. In fact, we're seeing Hans here conducting a bit of a fallback at the moment. Packs moving up, and we are seeing a heavy Panzer Corps up for the Reich.
Find some cover.
And looks like these snipers are working hard to get their Order of Lenin or something like that. 40 kills already.
Now this land belongs to the Soviet people.
They'll probably something to do with all those Osttruppen.
Mortar crew.
Certainly presents a lot of easy targets. And they might want to look a little less conspicuous out there on the front line instead of looking at, ah, yeah, we are so cool, we are fighting for the Germans, yeah.
Sniper here. We are ready. Contact!
Snipers firing away, yeah! Another poor Osttruppen pays with his life. They fall back. Of course, got the heavy mortar. Actually, Hans sees the cavalry actually climbing up the troops awfully much. This could make it easy and very nice. Oh, looks like he's had to call in another officer. Tragic losses there.
You need something demolished?
Certainly was one of the problems with the Germans. They ended up losing a lot of experienced officers as the war progressed. Which did end up biting them quite in the arse. But again, German officers were generally sort of encouraged to take lead from the front, and in fact, when some regards rather necessary in the junior ones. New mortars firing there. There we go. Panzerkampfwagen 5 moving in to support the Sperrverbande. In what is colours actually in a camouflage made by the colours of the internal colours of the tank. That was more of a late war measure, a bit desperate. But there you go, pushing ahead. Forwards. Found the charging train to the anti-tank rifles blinking off, but there goes the 5 minutes, and there you go. Mark vehicle up. Panther already down to half health. Danger of Mark vehicle. Scout calls are close to getting wiped out there. Troops awfully clumped up. Panther almost down. Veterans 1 here. Sniper fires in. 45 kill. Veterans 3. Ostrom just getting murdered. Forced retreat. Scout car got hit with its autocannon, crashing it down all the way over here. And we're seeing here that Rouse is actually making a strong return thanks to his S-35, which has already gained Veterans 1. And the heavy mortar is also doing quite well. And we saw here that Hans's vehicle crew took quite a thrashing. Rather than fortunately, his Panther didn't do too much, but again, it was a nice display there by Raz, quickly locking it down with the S-35 and Mark vehicle, really doing a lot of damage to it, and again displaying, why the S-35 is so powerful in the game and really shouldn't be underestimated. In particular in conjunction with Mark vehicle, which basically increases every shot's damage on the target.
The territory is in our hands.
In that regard, Mark Vehicle is an absolutely massively powerful ability. And any doctrine that has it is generally to be feared. And he's got 4 squads of guards infantry. I mean, this is a very elite approach in some regards here from Raz. Also a bit expensive, though. But again, I mean, it's definitely one way of dealing with Ostrom doctrine. So again, we see that Hans generally has a lot more units, but on the other hand, most of them aren't really of a much greater level. Most of them are Ostrom, though slightly armed there with Soviet-like machine guns. Good with more pioneers to repair, and looks like he's slowly shifting over to help with the scout car, which is actually close to veterans to 3. That would be nice. 50 kills from the snipers, that's already half a company about there. These are small companies, half worth that. But Hans getting ready to make another push. Panzerkampfwagen rolling up to the front, immediately coming under fire there, though, from the anti-tank rifled building guardsmen. Actually doing a bit of damage, scratching some paint job. Damn Russians, always scratching the paint job. I'm seeing here Hans making another assault. Ostrom leading the way, officer following up. He could pop down some smoke if he wanted. Scout coming up, Panther moving in. Definitely Hans making ready, but we are seeing the heavy mortar continues to rain down death from above. No sign of precision strike though. I mean, he could try and get it down there on the pack. I mean, one hit could really, completely clear it out and open things up here in Hans. Oh, well, flames to push forward. Panther's enemy force moving in there. Oh, guards already there. Guards inside the house doing well. Pack 40 coming up, but there we go. Cleared up by a single hit from the heavy mortar. Veterans, you 2 up. Panther's charging his sniper, sprinting away, trying to get off some hits. There we go, though. Gabarda launching off. Panther is here, taking heavy losses, forced away. And the Flam Panther moving. Oh! The officer squad took a direct hit. Another officer dead in the service of Germany. That heavy mortar is definitely proving out to be a beast there. 36 kills as well. And time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is, I mean, we are seeing though, for once again, the Soviets have a massive kill count in comparison to the Germans. 125 compared to 55 killed. I mean, this is rather in some regards some inverted play here. Also noting in terms of damage, that we are seeing that Helpinghans is in the lead. I mean, things are definitely looking a bit interesting. We're also seeing here that Raz has made quite a nice comeback. He was rather besieged for the game with the SU-5 and some good strikes here for the heavy mortar. He's actually able to push back. As for Helpinghans, we're seeing a large force, but again, in some regards, it's a bit lacking. Again, the Ostrom do end up bleeding out quite a bit, and he could consider either getting another officer to sort of help with that, or, say a Panzerwerfer to provide some artillery Unterstützung versus the enemy. And certainly that would be a nice thing. He should also consider actually laying up some bunkers to sort of cover up the flanks, because again, with the fewer infantry, I mean, again, it's going to be much more expensive for Raz to sort of have to detach anything to help clear up those bunkers. But overall, I mean, Hans is looking alright. Again, the SU-5 with the Mark vehicle will prove to be a problem, in particular if he gets a second SU-5, or because he's gone for Guards motor. I mean, a pair of T-34-85s could also prove hazardous, but now we're in fact seeing a second SU-5. He's not going to be playing at the tanks, although they could be quite helpful as well, in conjunction with Mark vehicle and the SU-5. He could, attack from the right angle, then clear out the Panther, then sort of easily deal with the infantry using the power of the 2 T-34-85s. But looks like he's just opting for the SU-85 to do the work here. Needs to keep up the pressure, and I mean, it's a good job he's sort of keeping things up there. He could do with some mines though, so make it harder for Hans to push forwards. That would definitely be nice, and he should also consider actually using the precision strike on the heavy mortar again, sort of clear up the most vital support weapons. Again, the pack MG42s really being good targets for a nice precision strike, which could really cause Hans's defense to collapse all of a sudden. A few SU-76 to sort of provide a bit of additional volume, but also a bit of artillery support could also prove to be handy for Raz in this situation. I think again, in part, he should try and aim for the T-34-85 eventually, as that might, help again provide him some more punch, and again give him something a bit more mobile, a bit more aggressive compared to the SU-5, which are a lot more dependent on an infantry screen and actually supporting said infantry or armor to sort of push forwards. So that is something to keep in mind. But back to Hansi. Panther once more forced back. Pack 40 getting through here. Guards seem to continue going up, but the building is starting to look less like a building and less more like a smokery, where they're smoking bacon or whatever they might be in terms of heating smoke. Either way, it's probably not good for your health to be in a building that's smoking like that. Also moving up here with Guards infantry, but they're rather outgunned in this case, I think. Sturmpanzer 4! Achtung, Achtung! Pack 40 once more cleared out. We do see the Guards MT actually getting suppressed by the MD-42. Nicely positioned there by Hans. Good use of that. And we are seeing a major assault going here. Sniper, 60 kills by the way. 60 kills. And railway artillery. Railway artillery. He's actually hanging about. Oh! That was definitely a bit ballsy. That could have resulted in some dead snipers and who knows what else. But the schwere Gustav impacting now upon the central munitions point. Scout car doing what it can, which is not an awful lot.
Enemy has broken our supply lines. Ready for orders.
There we go, Sturmpanzer 4 arrives for Helpinghans. From a nearby Sturmpanzer Abteilung. Oh, there we go, that looks like a precision strike there. Clearing out an MD-42. Leaving Hans short of a few support until they can quickly reinforce there with the Ostrom. Sturmpanzer 4 moving up, there we go, almost wiping out a Guardsman squad. Marked vehicle up, Sturmpanzer 4 swallowing the armor, taking impact there from Nation 5. Trying to get the Sturmpanzer function up, and we're seeing the air support of course there. Nation 5 needs to be careful of snipers, and he's trying to get that Pack 40 again. Hans quick to recruit in the heat of battle. Snipers continue forwards for the Soviet Union, and clinks down another fascist bastard in the middle of the road. Scout car continuing to keep back that aircraft. Can he get it? Seemingly not. Slowly advancing, Guards moving up the right flank, that's one sort of ambush. And there we go, veterans fleet as the Soviet aircraft went down over here in the woods. No survivors, that's for sure. Snipers at 67 kills, but they are in dire need of healing. If as much as an Osthoppen sneezes at them, that could be it. And there we go, Guards infantry inside a building, absolutely murdered as a heavy strike entered, crashing the roof down on them. There was not even a chance of the roof even getting to be on fire, it just shattered under the sheer weight of the munitions. Flampanzer on here getting veteran into this, it burns through the hedgerows. Panther moving up. And we're noting a Katyusha being added here for Ras. Hansi's force a bit overstretched, Katyusha barrels going straight into everything. Oh, and so many pioneers went down there, so we're trying to repair the Sturmpanzer 4. Hans is under a lot of pressure. With 2 HD5s, a Katyusha, and eventually 2 more, of course, snipers. I mean, 48 kills, 69 kills. Sturmpanzer 4 being pushed into service. Faster was necessarily safe. Gets off a few Guards into there. Panther continuing to provide support, holding back the HD5s as much as possible. Mortar rounds continue to fly in. Panzer's doing what they can as well. Just murderous carnage right here. And the kill count continues to be rather in the favour of Ras. SUD5 veterans He needs that repaired. Quickly, Ras. Get it repaired. No, no, move ahead. No, move ahead. It's a veteran 2, veteran 5. That is too valuable right now. Get it repaired. It has an increased rate of fire. Right there, he's making a mistake. He's making a mistake. Massive mistake, and there you go. Panzerfaust from the Osttruppen does the trick. But that was really a mistake right there. He should have held it back. He should have had it repaired. I mean, eventually 2, veteran 5, generally veteran 2, any vehicle or armor should not be thrown away like that. Another MD-42 cleared out. Heavy mortar continues to rain death from above. Sturmpanzer 4 getting flanked here with S-25. Close to getting it. Close. Scout car here all forgotten by Helpinghans. 9. Tracking, Raz. Tracking. Oh dear. Why didn't they use tracking, I wonder? Panzer is hunting down. And what is this? A Panzerwerfer. Es werft die Raketen. These Osttruppen could do with falling out of there. 71 kills. 57 kills. Just rockets falling into the German infantry lines. Doing a few kills here and there, but overall nothing too serious, at least not for now. Far western point being secured. Most of Hans's vehicles are in dire need repairs. The only ones not in need repairs are the half tracks. And that's just for the moment. Still holding on to most of the victory points. Additional pioneers on the way here for Hans. I mean, he definitely needs more pioneers to repair all of this.
Our opponents are seizing the sector.
Buttoning up there. Can they get the half track? There we go. All the way down to half health. Veteran defeat for the Guards infantry. Bad news there for Hans's half track, but barely makes it out of there. Panzerwerfer, nope, not finding any spots of that. And there we go, the Osttruppen almost get the sniper, gaining veteran defeat.
I'm hit.
And then they get wiped out by the heavy mortar. Veteran defeat, 62 kills on the heavy mortar. Of course, again, not as impressive considering they're just blowing up Osttruppen most of the time, but still rather impressive to see that kind of numbers. Back to Hansi. Hansi now the one on the back foot. We are seeing the rest has been able to sort of keep up the pressure all across the map. S-5 on the way. Hans needs to break out somehow. He needs either some more elite infantry to sort of support some light vehicles to sort of move up here, and certainly a flanking maneuver or two would probably do him the best. There we go, Panzer is finally making some work there, but over the Panzerists they will be less effective against infantry, but so far they seem to be doing alright. The Guards seem to be not without light machines, in fact mostly anti-tank rifles, which actually makes it easier for the Panzerists to clear them out. Sturmpanzer for also gefechtsbereit. Panther need repairs. In fact, again, most of the things Hans has are in need of repairs. MD-42 left abandoned, not secured. Mortar here could also do with some reinforcements, but they seem to lose that veterancy. And he got the scout car. Taking back the MD-42, although with some losses. Sturmpanzer 4 moves ahead, but quickly pulls back once it realizes what kind of a war zone this has become. Another rapid volley there from Helpinghans, screaming out across the battlefield.
Heads down!
Standing by. We are awaiting orders.
Looks like he was hoping something was there, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Panzer's coming across the Guards infantry. Quick bunker, and they're just lined up so nicely. Didn't do enough though. Veteran defeat for the Guards infantry. Osttruppen holding up in a crater. They're not doing too well though. And that crater's quickly filling up with their own dead. Going from crater to grave. More pioneers getting murdered as rockets tear them to bits.
We have lost the comrade! Katyusha under attack!
Oh! He got it! He got the Katyusha! A nice strike there from Hans. Oh, he cancels the Su-35, gets another Katyusha. Not sure if that was necessary. I mean, he's got the Veterans 3 mortar, which is actually doing better than the Katyusha overall. I think a third Su-35 or some Su-6s could have been helpful. And again, another marked target against the Sturmpanzer 4. The Panther moves in. Veterans 1 up there for Helpinghans. Su-35s fail to impact. A disaster to the Soviet Union, comrades.
They have us beat!
Coming here, another Ostrom squad for Helpinghans.
We have a new unit. More of our troops.
Oh, the snipers went down. The elite snipers went down. Sturmpanzer 4 barely dodging the Su-35's advances. Scouts been hanging out nearby. Another aircraft crashed.
We are losing territory.
No idea where though. And there we go, Blitzkrieg Panther. I mean, and the other Su-35's too slow to pull back as well. Oh no! Completely outmaneuvers Raz right here, but usually got him actually managed to stop it. Su-35 needs to turn as well. If only he had marked vehicle right now, he could have locked it on it and probably had a chance of knocking it out. There we go, Veteran 2 for the Su-35 here.
The enemy has taken our supply
Infantry moving up. Veteran 2 for the Panther. Pull back the Su-35. Stop, focus sight, stop it, no!
vehicles can be marked and
And
targeted.
there we go, Su-35 down. He just lost it as he gained another Veteran 2
The
Su-35.
enemy is taking what we have secured.
Veteran 2 on the Panzerwerfer.
Attack is firing on us.
Enemy fire!
Buttoning up the Panzer Wagen. Guards rifles getting pinned to the ground.
Mortar crew ready.
69 kills on the mortar.
Waiting for orders. The sector is at risk.
He could try and use self-repairs on the Su-35 to sort of speed things up there. Surprisingly, he hasn't used it. More rockets flying across the battlefield. Blowing up some hedges, it seems. There we go, 73 kills on the heavy mortar.
They've opened up. Our HQ is under attack. He is dead.
And a counter barrage here, almost wiping out the heavy mortar. He might want to consider actually repairing it as well. I don't think that mortar is going to last much longer with all this fire raining in. Another Su-35 on the way, probably not a bad idea, not a bad idea. And Panther there receiving the well-earned repairs, Veteran 2. Hans has no intentions of throwing away such a valuable Panther, which is good.
New units have arrived.
Panzerwehr here doing absolutely nothing as it fires off another barrage. And looks like Hans has a bit more of an improvised front line here, but some Panzers holding up with a crater though. They need to be careful they don't get blown up. There we go, another Katyusha barrage tearing out MG crews, Osttruppen and Panzer Grenadier.
Enemy forces are neutralizing the sector.
It really needs to get something to lead the way for those Su-35s. And there we go, looks like Hans is preparing for another assault. Ostrom Pioneers, Sturmpanzer and Panzerkampfwagen 5 advancing. And Raz is all of a sudden aiming out to the defensive again. There we go, Veterans 1 for the Sturmpanzer 4 giving it target weak point. Looks like he's not utilising it, Panther moving out. For some reason he actually pops marked target on the Sturmpanzer 4. Panther moves up, SU-5 here taking heavy damage, anti-tank Panther Faust going off there, SU-5 cooked up, kaput. Down to one Panther here, quickly advancing into the base. Nothing to stop it, no consequence with anti-tank range or anything. SU-5 suffering damage here from the Panther, buttoning it up though. More rockets flying into the German lines, going for the victory points over here. But Hans is relentless, he pushes his Panther forwards, blitzing it through the Soviet lines. There you go, SU-5 takes a hit, damaged engine. Engineer's about to get run over, but they managed to escape. Destroyed engine now. And there we go, abandoned. And game over. A lost France victory for Hansi. It's a fight against communism and the Russian hordes. A bit of a brutal fight here, certainly a bit of back and forth action with either player actually getting forced back to the base, which certainly makes it a bit more of an interesting fight in some regards. You know, the problem I think for Ras was partly, you know, he didn't seem to know what to do with his veteran SU-5s. I mean, a few times he got them, he rather managed to throw them away pretty quickly. And again, I mean, had he preserved them, things would have been a lot more difficult for Hans, because again, veteran 2 SU-5, for example, I mean, just has a much higher rate of fire, and that combined with its high range and high penetration can really make things difficult for even the heaviest of German armour. In particular, when we then get to veteran 3, it's going to be an absolute beast, an absolute nightmare. But that rather thankfully never happened, at least thankfully for Hans. Also, I'm a bit surprised they never tried for the T-30-45s. I mean, I think they could have had an impact upon the battlefield, but again, over them with the SU-5s, again, their Katyushas in this regard were perhaps a wasted charge. I mean, he had the mortar here, and that was doing absolutely well. I mean, I think, again, he should have aimed for more SU-5s or for some SN-6s, so that way provide some artillery support, rather than the rockets, which are sort of flying everywhere, but ultimately not doing that much damage. There was also a definite lack here of mines from Raz, and again, sometimes I think he's a bit too eager with the marked vehicle, ending up wasting munitions rather than being sure to, you know, be able to actually kill something with it, which was a definite shame. Hans, in return, you know, made good use of his Ostrom doctrine, except the trench, I think, and this one, I think he believed used all the abilities. He made good use of his armor. I mean, the Panther held up well. In fact, his scout car reached veteran 3 as well, and his half tanks, both veterans who overall doing quite well. Of course, again, massive difference in kills. Absolutely massive. And certainly his Ostrom saw some veterancy here and there. So, I mean, that was rather some match. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a thing or two from it. Hope you were inspired to try some new strategies or tactics from it. If you did want to subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If you didn't, well, why not provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.